Hi, good afternoon. My name is Norman Fang from Norman's Orchid Nursery, and this is episode 130. If you're watching us from the YouTube channel, welcome, and make sure you hit that subscribe button, okay? And if you like the channel, we do a lot of customer, we actually have a lot of viewers from overseas now. I was in Penang, Malaysia, a couple of weeks, last month, and actually we got some visitor over there, and they forgot to subscribe it. I say, yeah, hit the button to subscribe, and you can share the channel with with your friend. So today's topic, guess what? I want to do this before the season is over. This is a session about, now we call it Phalaenopsis Pulcherrima. It used to call under the genus called Doraitis Pulcherrima. So that's why if you have any of the old tag that have DTPS, that means Doraitis Phalaenopsis, that is cross between this type of orchid and the regular Phalaenopsis. They call it Doraitis Phalaenopsis. And right about 15 years ago, my late good friend Eric Christensen, who's a plant taxonomist, he actually redefined the classification, not through DNA protein, but through the characteristic of the flowers. So the Doraitis now as a genus is no longer available. So it's all called Phalaenopsis Pulcherrima. Okay. Now, this is a very, very interesting genus. I have been personally growing this since the late 70s, and the species is incredible. There's a champolensis form. This is the champolensis form. Let me put it here. Jeff, if you can focus on the video. Okay, champolensis form is actually the Piketty or polaric form. And champolensis form, the flowers are actually about late 80, early 90, and was discovered in Thailand. And before that, we all thought, champolensis or Pulcherrima it can be found from Malaysia, Borneo, or even as far as down under at Australia. There is a species, a very small plant that grow on the top of the rock at Western Australia, and they can take full sun. So this is really diverse a genus. So champolensis form, most of you might still have it, seen that before. Champolensis is actually discovered about 1 hour south of Bangkok. Okay, and this is why we always want to preserve the species. Luckily, somebody from Bangkok sailed the sea, and a year after that, there's a monsoon or typhoon, and wipe out the entire population, a small population of the champolensis form of the part of the southern Thailand. And if he did not sail the sea, we wouldn't have lost the entire population. All right, so this is actually a very good example of line breeding of champolensis, the polaric. Most of the darker version, Jeff, if you see this is the one this is the color form that most of the people desire. You see, sorry for the, this is the Pulcherrima that most popular by the collector in the 80 and 90. Okay, so this is the Pulcherrima crossed with the champolensis form, and then you got by label. This is also champolensis, a Pulcherrima, but it's an improved form, because this also had the Pulcherrima, a Bisoniana form, which gave you the bigger flower. So, and this is the newest and latest species of Pulcherrima got discovered in South Vietnam. So this is by now, this is a very, very desirable. We might have more of this coming out in the website in the future. Everything we have, if you see this on the website, buy it right away. You know, it might be more expensive, but anything that variegation, it's going to go twice as long, slower. Okay, so this is actually from South Vietnam, and this is the only known variegated Pulcherrima. So this is kind of very, very exciting. I'm trying to bring this color form, the variegation without a variegated Phalaenopsis in our collection for variegation form. But again, this not the darkest one, like some of the southern their cousin, but one characteristic about Pulcherrima is they seldom have branch. They're very dominant. They're very apical dominant on the foliage, on the spike. And this one, for example, voila, it's been blooming since May this year, and it's still growing. They love the heat. One thing about, if you go in South Florida, Texas, Houston, Alabama, if you're on the south, Arizona, this is the species for you. They love the heat, they love the light, and they just keep blooming. The only time they will stop is when the weather cool off, or the day length gets shorter. Okay, so another characteristic for this genus is they're very easy to have terminal spike from the middle. So a lot of times you might have the hybrid of Phalaenopsis that does this kind of terminal spike. If it's not overgrown, it could be another factor that caused this. But as far as the species is concerned, this is the species is known to do this kind but that is okay because also this is all the species love to give cakey on the side. Okay, so this is another line breeding of Champolensis form. You see the Champolensis? These are all from the same seed pod. You see how robust they are? If I didn't show you the leaf, this Phalaenopsis, the root could be mistaken as a miniature Vanda root. It's just so robust. And these all coming from the same seed pod. You see the characteristic? This is another very desirable Champolensis form, actually yellow, with pin lip. Okay. So what do you do when you have the terminal spike like this? Well, I'm going to just cut them off. So I get a razor blade, because this has been blooming for a long time. Okay, so if you do not want to let them flower again, usually what we do with the terminal spike like this, once this is done flower, all you have to do is just get a clean razor blade or knife and cut them off. The reason being, this species is very apical dominant. Okay, unless you cut this off and reduce the apical domination, which is all from here, this too cakey on the side will not take off. Okay, so I'm gonna let it grow, because I'm gonna put this one here at the Phalaenopsis Orchid Society exhibit at Huntington next week. So it'll be nice, and a basket of different color form in the basket. And I can cut this off. Okay, here's another one, the same seed pod, but I'm gonna, if they did not have a terminal spike, but it's actually, it have a lot of 1, 2, and 3 spike. So it's supporting all this cakey, and that's why it did not have a lot of flowers. So I will just cut them off. Save the strand on the plant. Now you have a plant like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now if you live in South Florida, I know the weather is still nice and warm, you can actually go ahead and repot this to a bigger pot. not too big, never 6-inch pot. Okay, this is a 3-inch pot. No, maybe a 3.5-inch pot, not deep pot, a shallow pot, because Pulcherrima, they have very shallow root system. They like to stay on the top of rock or cliff. Okay, so they do not like to have a deep pot with too much water, or the water don't drain. So you can actually repot or put it in the vanda basket. They actually can grow with your vanda. This is a few Phalaenopsis species that can grow very bright with the vandaceous. Okay, and I will also want to show you this form. This is my private collection, and I've been very fortunate. I think 20 years ago, I was at the Selby Botanic Garden, and this is when the Selby was still the rescue center for species. They don't do that anymore. The rescue center for USDA means if they confiscated some species, people did not report it. Instead of dumping them, the USDA will send this confiscated species, an orchid, to either a designated botanic garden. I think like Los Angeles would be the LA Botanic Garden. And at that time, Selby have a lot of rescue center, and I was there for a visit, and they had extra copy of this, so I was fortunate to get the blue form, and this is true 2N species of the Pulcherrima sururia, and this is very important. If you we will have this available again on our website, orchids.com. I know sometimes you might see this 2-3 months later. This is very important because this is what we call the 2N. Some of this Pulcherrima are possible 3N or polyploidy, so bigger flower. Again, this any of the sururia form of the Pulcherrima will be half of the size and more compact, and versus some of the other form of the Pulcherrima, like Champonensis, the leaf is smaller, is half of the size, more compact. Leaf is soft, more soft. So this is actually very good if you are growing under light or windowsill. And the important about the Pulcherrima sururia form is it make the blue form, and luckily the blue is passed on. And this is Kenny Sugar. This is the hybrid with it. Kenny Sugar, and Kenny Sugar is Pulcherrima, the sururia form, with Violacea blue-ish. You see this? So many of you know Violacea indigo, and this is actually using the indigo. This is Violacea indigo. So when you cross this with this one here, this is the remake of what we call Kenny Sugar. So this, it still has that characteristic narrow leaf, but instead of just 2-3 flowers on the Violacea indigo, it has more flower because, and again, the characteristic of Pulcherrima is upright spike. You don't even need a spiking. And with the flower thickness of the Violacea indigo. And if you are interested in this one here, is our MC 2678. I put it here. This is beautiful. This is actually a new clone that we received.
That one is MC267.
Yeah, this one. Okay. So this is actually the best blue Kenny Sugar. We have a license agreement from, there's a research station in Taiwan called Hualien Research Station, and they have a patent on that. And this is by far the best Kenny Sugar. Haven't been shown here for award yet, but it is actually award quality. So you have the characteristic of all the nice quality of self-supporting stem, compact foliage, fragrance. The fragrance is from the Violacea here, and just wonderful. And you can have double spike. This is just some of them. They just go on and on and on. Okay, so this is fun about the Pulcherrima. Okay, what about the culture? And this is the original one, the Cerurea form that I got from the Selby. You see here? Okay, I'm gonna show it. This is what I call the bragging right. You see here? This is actually a division from here. So when you have this is the Pulcherrima, I really need to divide them this coming year. Okay, so this is the plant that original I got from the Marie Selby. So it's a amazing strand that cat, and I can just all this probably by the division I just chop it up, and the base was so long. They will have once I do a tip cutting on them. I spray Mega Dry on them. Small baby coming up. So this has actually been here for almost 15 years. Never got repotted. Okay, and that's what's wonderful about this Pulcherrima. They're very compact. They will keep blooming. And another nice thing about Pulcherrima is they're very, very strong. They're very what I call pest and disease resistant, especially on disease. They, if you can keep the moisture out of the crown, and you're okay, and you are okay on that. So another is if Kathy is here. Kathy is always raised about her purple gem. You know, many of you got this purple gem from me. This is purple gem, and purple gem is a hybrid between the dark fuchsia form of Pulcherrima by a dark equestris. So purple gem is a primary hybrid between Pulcherrima, the dark form, with equestris, and this has been blooming since Easter. And I think Kathy in Florida, her orchid have been non-stop blooming for 6 months. And here's another one of purple gem. Again, here's a look at the foliage. If you look at the foliage on the Orchids or Phalaenopsis, with anything with Pulcherrima before, especially primary or second generation, the foliage is a giveaway. Look at it. The foliage almost, if you from the top, almost like a vendacious foliage on this. Okay. So if you have Pulcherrima type hybrid, they always can tolerate more light, more heat, and this is also the species that do well to cross with other orchid, especially the other genus orchid. This is actually this is Jauho's Summer Love. It's our MC 961. This is Tatsuko Miki, but Tatsuko Miki had the Pulcherrima in the back, and this is actually, instead of Valencia indigo in there, this is actually have Phalaenopsis bonina in the background. So again, look at the foliage. The foliage is giveaway. Pulcherrima, take the heat, and flower all summer long and fragrant. So this is a good, if you're a beginner and you live in the hot area in the south, in the Houston, you are afraid that you might not have orchid flower in the middle of summer, try any of the Pulcherrima and the Pulcherrima hybrid on this. They can take more light. They love a lot of water during the growing season. From May to October is their main active growing season. Waters almost, if you actually could go almost like a same theory as you go in Catasetum and Cenoche type. A lot of water, feed them well, and they're going to reward you with lots of blooming spike and just non-stop blooming orchid on them. Okay, so feed them, and if you follow my podcast before, we feed them the same thing with other Phalaenopsis. I feed them with Norman Fang food every other week, and sequential week, I spray with Megathorium on them. Okay, other than that, enjoy this. This is a very beginner friendly type of species and hybrid to grow. Okay, and I will, Jeff, any question before I move on? Okay, so this is a wonderful, wonderful species to grow. I will see you next week. Okay, bye-bye.